everyone, it's Pauline from Stampin' Stampede Stamp with Pauline, and today I wanted to show you how to do some colouring. So what you're going to need is the Memento ink pad. I've got a real red ink pad. I've got just a Poppy Parade marker, and today I'm using a blender pen. So a blender pen has two ends to it. It has a saline solution inside it, and I'm using some Whisper White cardstock to do this as well. What you're going to do is just use your Memento ink pad, stamp your image, and I'll just give that a clean. Don't worry about the black that it leaves on the stamp cleaning pad, because it will stain anyway, but it does clean your stamps really well. So once you've got your stamped image on here, you've got a couple of different options. So if you own the stamp pad, just give it a squeeze, and what happens is I now have transferred some of the ink from the ink pad onto the palette area, and then what you do is you pick up the blender pen and take a little bit of colour, and then you can colour in your image. With the Whisper White cardstock and the blender pen, what you will need to be careful with is the blender pen is not designed to keep going over certain areas or keep persisting in one spot. So you want to just give it a coat like that, and then you let it to dry, and you can come back and add a little bit more. But with a blender pen, it's just meant to be adding a little bit of colour, but not over the top. When you watch the video tutorial on an aqua painter, then you'll actually see how you can add a lot more colour to it without destroying the paper itself. But with the Whisper White and a blender pen, so you're just going to colour in the bird, and then just pick up a little bit more ink just to highlight sections that you want to do. So now to clean the blender pen, what you're going to do is just brush it off to the side. You can use just a scrap piece of paper, and then you'll see that the red will slowly come away, and then you are good to go. So now that you've got no red left coming out of that tip, it's okay. This tip will actually stain as well, but don't worry about it. Once you've cleaned it, that's fine. So that's just a little bird coloured in, nice and simple, nice and quick. The other option with the with colouring, I'll show you this. I'll just ink it up again and just give it a clean. And then just make sure you store that Memento upside down so that the ink stays towards the top of the pad, whereas the Stampin' Up ink pads are already designed like that, so the ink is already to the top of it. So say I didn't actually have the ink pad, but I have a marker. So what you can do is take a clear block, the brush end of the marker, rub a bit off the side, take your blender pen and just take a little bit of ink, and then just colour in the bird as usual. So again, remembering not too much, because it will actually break the fibres in the cardstock. So you don't want to add too much colour using a blender pen if you're doing this. So he's just going to, so you don't need to see me colour in. So that's all you need to do. Again, just brush that off to get it clean, so there's no more red. And with that, just use your Simply Chamois to wipe off the clear block. So the video that went up it's just cleaning using, so I have a tutorial on all the different types of cleaners that you can use. So that's a couple of ways that you can use a blender pen to add a bit of colour to your stamps. Hope that helps. Bye.